If you know anything about Massachusetts politics, you know it's easier for Democrats to win here than for Republicans, and that the power of unions is a big reason why. But a new lawsuit filed by an Arizona-based conservative organization could change that. Right now, unions can give up to $15,000 to candidates, political parties, and political committees. But businesses can give nothing. So the Goldwater Institute says it wants to level the playing field. And today it filed a lawsuit in Suffolk Superior Court to change state campaign finance law. Critics of the move argue that more money in politics is the last thing we need. But one of the suit's plaintiffs, Michael Kane, who owns 126 Self-Storage and heads up the group Massachusetts Fiscal Alliance, says it's a simple issue of fairness.
The unions have a strong voice through those donations, and I have almost no voice. You know, we have the last mayoral election. Mayor Walsh got donations from all over the country: Missouri, Minnesota, Maryland, Washington, D.C. Are their interests stronger than my interests in the state of Massachusetts? I don't think so.
And joining me now are one of the attorneys behind this lawsuit, Jim Manley, senior attorney at the Goldwater Institute, along with Andrew Upton, an attorney who specializes in administrative law and government relations and opposes this new effort. Welcome to both of you. Jim, let me start with you. So you guys are based in Arizona. How did you end up coming to file a lawsuit aimed at changing campaign finance law here in Massachusetts?
Well, we litigate across the country. Mass Fiscal Alliance identified this issue, and folks like Mike were willing to stand up and fight for their rights, and so we're out here to fight alongside them.
In the lawsuit, you say that businesses and labor unions are functionally equivalent. In layperson's terms, what do you mean by that?
Well, when businesses and unions sit across from each other at the bargaining table, when they sit across from each other on public policy issues, and when they are opposed in candidate elections, they are functionally equivalent. They're trying to achieve the same thing. They're trying to achieve the same goals with different outcomes, obviously. So they're two sides of the same coin.
Okay, Andrew Upton, do you buy the idea of functional equivalence between corporations or businesses and labor unions?
I certainly don't. To buy that, you have to buy the right-wing fallacy that corporations are people. If you want to say that unions are people, because they're made up of people, they're democratically elected, people join voluntarily, that I can buy. To say corporations are people and are somehow being deprived of their rights in this process doesn't seem logical.
Wait, but what about Jim's suggestion that they are, frequently sort of two sides of the same coin, that they negotiate with each other, unions and a union and a corporation will negotiate with each other, they both will endorse back a particular candidate. Do you buy the idea that they fulfill the same role or are mirror images of each other?
No, I don't think that's accurate either. Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Businesses belong to any number of large trade associations. Businesses and wealthy corporate executives give millions, in fact billions, in independent expenditures. I don't think there's a disparity of bargaining power here.
All right, Jim Manley, you're going to hear a lot of that sort of thing here in Massachusetts as this suit unfolds. What would you say to Andrew and anyone else who makes those arguments?
Well, the fallacy that businesses have constitutional rights is no fallacy. It's 100 years of settled law. The idea that people join unions voluntarily, it just frankly isn't true unless we're talking about a right-to-work state where people don't have to be forced to contribute to the unions. The idea that independent expenditures are a substitute for contributing to a candidate is peculiar. Unions take full advantage of their ability to contribute to candidates. They see some value in that, and small businessmen like Mike Kane see value in it as well. There's no reason that unions should be allowed to contribute tens of thousands of dollars and businesses should be limited to zero.
Andrew, let me run a question by you. The Supreme Court has said that, at least in some contexts, that money is tantamount to speech. So given that that is the case, why should a business not be able to speak its support of a particular candidate by giving him or her a certain amount of money directly?
First of all, Adam, businesses have plenty of opportunity to participate in PACs, to do independent expenditures, to give the maximum. The maximum federal contribution is now $2,500. those contributions, I would argue, are coming mostly from business executives. They don't come.
You're talking maximum individual contribution.
Yes.
Right.
Those don't come from iron workers, hotel workers, cops, and firefighters who belong to unions.
And union executives have the same opportunity to contribute to candidates, the same opportunity to make independent expenditures. There's no reason that unions and businesses shouldn't be treated the same for purposes of campaign contributions.
Jim, let me ask you about one of the claims made in the summary of your lawsuit. It says that business-directed PACs are banned from contributing altogether here in Massachusetts. I want to know what you mean by that, because I was looking at the OCPF website and I found a bunch of what to my eye look like business-directed PACs. The Mass Realtors PAC, there's an anesthesiologist PAC, Comcast has a PAC and gave money to both Charlie Baker, our governor, and Martha Coakley, the Democrat who ran against him. There's a beer distributors PAC that gave $8,000 in 2014. So are those not business-directed PACs?
I'm not familiar with how those PACs are organized, but what OCPF has said, the Office of Campaign Political Finance, is that if a business creates a PAC that donates to candidates, the business can't provide any assistance to the PAC. So even Comcast lending its name to a PAC requires that the PAC pay Comcast for that privilege. There's a hard separation between the corporation and its PAC. There's no such separation between unions and their PACs. Unions can help those PACs operate and provide contributions well beyond anything that businesses are allowed to.
Andrew, I think I see you wanting to jump in here.
I think we're talking about a distinction without a difference. The idea that businesses and corporations need additional civil rights to participate in the process, and that we have to launch a lawsuit to right this wrong, is just absurd.
Respectfully, it's not additional rights, it's just the same rights that unions already have.
All right, I got to ask both of you. There is, I think, probably less agreement potential between the two of you than on almost any other issue I've spoken with two people on this two sides of an issue about. That being said, what do you think that if you succeed in court, what would that do to the Massachusetts political landscape? This may be the one thing you two might agree on.
All we're asking for is for the same limits to be applied to businesses and unions.
Oh,
so
I'm clear on that, but how do you think that would manifest itself?
So it would give a voice to businesses.
All right, let's think a little bigger, look a little further down the line. 10 years from now, would you expect to see more Republicans in the state legislature, for example? Maybe a Republican or two in the congressional delegation?
Our goal here is simply to allow businesses to have a voice equal to the voice that unions have. Whatever the political consequences of that are, I don't know.
Okay, so you're taking a pass on prognostication. Andrew, will you look into a crystal ball and tell me what might happen if this succeeds?
Saying that we need more money in the political system doesn't seem the right answer to me. You know, we have a opiate epidemic right now. Does that mean we should have cheaper drugs? No. I mean, more money in the political system means more ads, more negative campaigning, more distractions. There's plenty of money in the system. Anyone who wants to participate can do so, and almost on an unlimited basis. And to give more rights to tip the scales to wealthy corporations at the expense of unions is unfair and doesn't make sense.
I thought I heard a prediction in there waiting to get out, but I think both of you are going to take a pass on looking ahead in the future. Jim Manley, Andrew Upton, thank you both. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you.